Premier League champions, the highs and lows from Roland Garros, Thomas clinches a dramatic US PGA Championship title, and all the latest from the NBA Conference Finals. We start with Sunday's results from the Hollywood Bets Super League, which saw UWC put in another big performance. A week on from their stunning 2-0 win over Sundowns, UWC secured a goalless draw away to JVWFC. The Sunder One, meanwhile, got back to winning ways with a thumping 6-1 win over TUT in the second Super Sunday tie. Let's take a look at those goals.
Uyayiphakamisa ufuna Rota wamthola eboxini uRota akashaya lapha uyabhakuza inethi olifala kamnandi wagoba lifuna lapha andisiwe ayikakasuka ingozi lapha uyabhakuza inethi Adlamini ukhulume ngale ya front 3 njengoba uyibona iphasalana yodwa asibone ke uyalithola futhi undimeni la bhola nange iganga andimeni ke ngomsebenzi ke wakhe ke laphana ke ukhwinana nali ibhola lingozi lapha yabhakuza inethi esithunya nangu goalkeeper futhi into efanayo ke esombeni sokuqala Sundowns eboxini lapha kekana amthandi ngakwesokudla ufuna ukuliphakamisa lefuna amakhanda lapha yazile la goli elesano le Sundowns bengathi ke icross omdlalo ke ngempela ke uyaphela ke 5-1 Sundowns ebhaxabula ke iyona ke iTUT.
JVWFC remain at the summit of the log standings following round 6 in the Hollywood Bet Super League as they are point clear the defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns. Bloem Celtics move above UWC into third place with a 5-2 win over Thunderbird Ladies. City Lads move off the foot of the table following a 1-1 draw with First Touch FC. Manchester City won their fourth Premier League trophy in 5 years on Sunday, but nearly let it slip from their hands, coming from 2 goals down to beat Aston Villa 3-2 with 3 goals inside and electrifying 5 minutes late in the second half. After an afternoon of high nerves, laced with the fear of Liverpool pipping them to the title at the post, relieved and jubilant City fans poured onto the fields at the final whistle. Germany midfielder Ilkay Gundogan scored twice as City took the vital 3 points, making Liverpool's 3-1 win over Wolverhampton Wanderers irrelevant.
So the people have to admit it. This group of people, the players, are absolutely eternal in this club because what we achieve is so difficult to do it. So just Sir Alex Ferguson with United has done it years ago 2 or 3 times. Now I realized again the magnitude of Sir Alex Ferguson in his United doing 2 or 3 times or 4. I don't know exactly. Doing this in 4 or 5 times, and we are part of that.
Well, Liverpool had to settle for second spot despite coming from a goal down to beat Wolves 3-1. Chelsea finished the season on a winning note after seeing off the relegated Watford 2-1 and end in third place on the table. Tottenham Hotspur grabbed the remaining 4th spot in the English Premier League on the back of a 5-0 win over relegated Norwich City. Arsenal put Everton to the sword following a 5-1 victory to finish in 5th spot. Manchester United, though, they ended their season with a 1-0 defeat to Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. The result means United finished the campaign with 58 points, which is their lowest in the Premier League era. Brighton ended their campaign with a compromising 3-1 victory over West Ham United, while Leicester City wrapped up 8th spot following a 4-1 victory over Southampton. Leeds United recorded a last gasp 2-1 victory over Brentford and confirmed another season of top-flight football in their final game of the season. Burnley were relegated from the top flights along with Watford and Norwich City following a 6-year stay after suffering a 2-1 loss against Newcastle United.
Pep Guardiola, all staff, all players, whole club for being champion. And we were close, but in the end, not close enough. That's how it is.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. So we will have later a dinner together, and you don't really know what's going to happen. If we are able to sell, do we want to sell? Do we have a chance to get alternatives? So, situation is not only for us as the responsibles for the rebuild and the responsibles for transfers. It's also for the players. Strange situation. And you could feel it. That's like over a long period of time, we managed to put it aside and keep the focus. And the longer it got after the national break, it had an impact on us, and it still has. So let's see when finally we will have the chance to act and make up, because the disadvantage in terms of timing for the rebuild is big. And we have to be fast and smart.
To see the path and to see the difficulty, and to come in since November in a difficult situation with a team that they were struggling a lot, no? In a difficult league like the England league is very, very difficult. I think to get a place in Champions League, I have to consider this a really big achievement for me, for my players, and also the club. I think consider this a big achievement.
Meanwhile, over in Italy, thousands of fans filled the Piazza Duomo on Sunday after AC Milan secured a first Serie A title in over a decade. Stefano Pioli's side came into the final round of fixtures knowing a point would be enough for them to finish top ahead of rivals Inter Milan. But after Olivier Giroud scored a brace and Frank Kessie added a third in the first half, a 19th Serie A title never looked in doubt. The final whistle was greeted with wild scenes of celebration. Outside Milan's picture postcard cathedral, fans launched fireworks and flares to celebrate their first league win for 11 years.
This month, Solutions 24 returns with a brand new season.
We once actually got to a point where we gave up on our idea.
It's going to take more time than you think.
13 social entrepreneurs changing lives and positively impacting communities in South Africa with their innovative ideas.
We can't just be selfish and just think of ourselves. We have to think of everybody.
Ba itse go sepetlele o na le TB ya hemimelia amputatiwa ka 14 March nana le 11 months, and then her fitla mola sorry
healing azandi ifumane esontweni kodwa ndikwazile ukuyifumana apha.
You got to learn how to stand up for yourself. You got to learn how to almost stand up for your space.
No, life happens and you need to be able to take the bull by its horns.
I'm the great tragic actress. I wanted to make people cry and feel better.
Sundays at 8 p.m. right here on SABC2.
Hallo! Die oornag TikTok-sensasie Wynand Wyn vir die pyn het met sy vlamskerp humor dit binne 'n jaar reg gekry dat 'n paar miljoen mense na sy video's op sosiale media kyk. En daarom vier ons sy sukses met 'n spesiale optres-okasie.
Ag, hierdie dress-up partytjie wat ons gaan doen val so reg in my kraal is om myself in drag te sit.
Kyk, wat's die okasie? Elke Dinsdag aand om 7:00 op SABC2.
Voetspore Zambesi, 'n splinternuwe reeks. Ons volg die magtige rivier van sy oorsprong in die noordweste van Zambië deur Barotseland tot waar die Zambesi met die Victoria-valle in die Batoka skeur stort. En dan is dit verder na Mosambiek. Langs die pad is dit 'n wild paradys. Dis wildernis, dis avontuur. Dis ons 3 maande lange reis.
Kom, reis saam. Voetspore Zambesi. Maandaande om 7 net op SABC2.
Welcome back to Sports Wrap. And Zamalek extended their Basketball Africa League unbeaten run on Sunday thanks to a 66-49 victory over Slak of Guinea. It was the BAL reigning champions' 6th win in as many games this season and 12th consecutive in the history of the competition. Zamalek head into the semi-finals where they'll go up against US Monastir in a rematch of last season's final.
Well, they done it comfortably.
Meanwhile, Michael Dixon scored a game-high 23 points, including 4 3-pointers, to ensure that the Tunisian side, US Monastir, head through to the last 4 in Kigali with a one-sided 106-67 demolition of the Cape Town Tigers. It was US Monastir's 5th win in 6 BL games this season.
2 threes, 6 trees, call it white.
Over in America, the Golden State Warriors moved to within 1 win from another trip to the NBA Finals after a 109-100 victory over the Dallas Mavericks. And there was nothing that Luka Doncic could do about it, despite scoring a second consecutive 40-point game as Steph Curry contributed with a team-high 31 points that gave the Warriors a 3-0 advantage in the Western Conference Finals.
Firing, good if it goes.
And the end of the first quarter, shot clock, quarter clock running down, hits a 3. And how about the dance there by Luka? I'm liking this. Put your head down. Attack the paint.
Corkscrew up and under. Brunson. 9 for him. There's no guarding. Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Looney. 3. Steph got it. Oh, what a shot. He is ruthless. Quality. Green. Thompson, it's a 3. Rebound by Green. Into Thompson, cutting by Brunson for 2. Timeout, Kid in Dallas. A 6-0
in this series.
19 for Thompson. 9 at the half. Luka jackhammers it in. It's all against Utah where he did his damage early on. 14-21. Shot clock at 4. Poole. Oh! Way outside, and he bangs it home. 7 for him. Brunson defends, snaps it outside to Wiggins. Goes by Poole. Oh! Drops the sledgehammer!
They're going to take a look at this. They are going to take a look at this. Klay can...
Poole 3. This is the proverbial dagger, Reggie, right there, after they just cut it to 5.
Justin Thomas beat Will Zalatoris in a 3-hole playoff to win the PGA Championship on Sunday after Chile's Mito Pereira blew a 1-shot lead on the final hole. The playoff ended a day of pulsating drama at the Southern Hills Country Club that saw Thomas stage one of the greatest fightbacks in Majors history and Pereira suffer one of the most calamitous collapses. 7 back at the start of the final round, Thomas seized his chance in the 3-hole aggregate playoff, wasting the Wanamaker Trophy with a par on the 18th to beat Zalatoris by 1. It was the second major victory for Thomas, who also won 2017 PGA Championship.
I mean, a lot of self-belief, a lot of patience. I wasn't looking at leaderboards today. I was just trying to play golf. It kind of goes back to what I said on Thursday of just not trying to play golf swing, not trying to play, the field, not trying to play to a certain person, really just trying to execute each shot as well as I could, and then wherever it ended up, just give my club to Bones and let's move on and try to do the best we can on the next one. And he did an unbelievable job of keeping me in the moment and keeping me patient today. And, it just is an unbelievable team win for all of us.
Your Wednesdays will never be the same. Ever.
EFC's The Fighter is a gridlocked action-packed show that gets you up close and personal with EFC fighters and the roster.
First of all, I'm a redhead, and I'm pretty sure it's a known fact that redheads have the highest pain tolerance.
Watch as they draw their blood, sweat and tears for the love of extreme fighting. Catch The Fighter Wednesdays at 9 p.m. live on SABC Sport Channel on OpenView 124, SABC TTT and on Telkom 1.
It's crazy to be a part of this team.
Their biggest ever win.
It's all about German football. Keep up with the latest from the Bundesliga every Monday at 8 p.m. on SABC Sport DTT Channel 124, OpenView Channel 4, and also available on Telkom 1. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And no one understands this better than our very own African champ that enters the football pitch. The champion. The one that celebrates in victory with pride and also loses with honor. The one that never surrenders and never backs down. The entertainers, the crowd pleasers, the counter-attackers and the shot stoppers. It's the magnificence of our champions, handmade and crafted on our beautiful African soil.
Gets the ball into the back of their net, they take the...
Witness the triumph of the 2021-2022 Total Energies CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup. Live on SABC Sport channels, SABC TV channels, and SABC radio stations in your language of choice. This season, we are #Crowning Champions, and we love it here. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Tunisia's Anjabeur became the first major casualty on the opening day of the French Open on Sunday when the informed 6-seed crashed out with a 3-6, 7-6, 7-5 loss to Poland's Magdalenet. Jabeur was viewed as one of the biggest threats to World number 1 Iga Swiatek at the clay court Grand Slam after coming to Paris with a tour-leading 17 wins.
A little bit disappointed because I was expecting myself to go far in this tournament, especially with the clay season starting very well for me. But you know, that's tennis. I try to focus on the positive and reflect a lot on this match. First set was good enough for me. Second set, I didn't have the opportunity to break her during the serve, which made it very difficult for me to stay in the match. But third set, obviously, it was a lot of momentum, a lot of frustration. But you know, that's tennis, and I'll have to accept today that I lost and get back and training and get ready for the grass season.
Two-time Grand Slam champion Gobin Muguruza failed to reach the second round for his second year in a row. The 2016 champion was beaten by Kai Kanepi, the oldest player in the women's draw, 2-6, 6-3 and 6-4. Maria Sakkari moved into the second round for the fifth consecutive year after a straight set 6-2, 6-3 win over Clara Burrell. Sakkari broke Burrell 5 times and sealed the victory in an hour and 28 minutes on court. Dominic Thiem struggled to find form since returning from injury continues as Hugo Delin easily defeated the Austrian 6-3, 6-2, 6-4 in the opening round match at Roland Garros.
Exactly, it was not a good match at all, but it is what it is. I knew that it's going to take time, that the level is extremely high from all the players competing here, and I'm not there yet. I was really working hard to get there, but the time was just not enough. I have to accept it, and even though it was really painful defeats now, week after week, it's still nothing unexpected happened. Everything else if I would have won many matches or whatever, would have been a big surprise. So it's painful. I'm very disappointed, but the way goes on.
This month, swept past Juan Ignacio Landro of Argentina 6-4, 6-2 and 6-love.
I always say that you have to improve every day if you are the best player in the world. Not in my case, but for example, Rafa says every day that he always improves every day, and I would say I have to improve everything. You can improve everything every day, and I would say everything. I have to improve everything.
Fiji won round 7 of the World 7 Series in France on Sunday after beating Ireland 29-17 in the final at the Stade Ernst Vallon in Toulouse. The Olympic champion maintained the form that saw them win the Singapore and finish as runners-up in Vancouver, Canada in April, and got off to a flying start with a Tevita Dangunugu try just after 40 seconds. Ireland, playing in the first World Series final, responded with tries from Jordan Conway and Terry Kennedy to make it 12-7. But Fiji got back in front to lead 14-12 at the break, and in the second half they pulled away after running in a further 3 unanswered tries. Conway did, however, score a late consolation try to complete the scoring, but it came all too late. Argentina finished 5th in Toulouse, now top the men's overall standings with 118 points, with 2 events remaining in the season. Meanwhile, long-time leaders, the Blitzboks, are 2nd on 116 after a frustrating showing in France, while Australia lie 3rd on 110 points. Max Verstappen reclaimed the Formula 1 points lead as the reigning world champion won the Spanish Grand Prix on Sunday for his 3rd consecutive victory after Charles Leclerc's Ferrari broke down while he was comfortably in front. Verstappen needed an assist from Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez to earn his 4th victory of the season. However, Perez was leading the race after Leclerc had abandoned when his teammates was told to let Verstappen go by on lap 49 of 66. Perez, who could have taken just his 3rd career win, finished 2nd ahead of the Mercedes of George Russell in 3rd. Verstappen, who got his first career win on this track in 2016, overtook Leclerc in the drivers' standings and now leads by 6 points after 6 races. Lewis Hamilton, who had won here in the previous 5 years, had a fine drive to finish 5th behind Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari after the 7-time world champion was dropped to the back of the pack on lap 1 when his Mercedes needed a tyre change following a knock with Kevin Magnussen's Haas.
I tried to do the best I could. We opted to go a different route with the strategy, and I think that made us also win today, because once I was in clean air, I could do my own lap times again, and I could actually pull a big gap on the cars around me. So that was very positive.
I mean, first time I've been leading a race this season, and I felt for Max a little bit at times, but equally I enjoyed the battle. Fought hard, fought cleanly. I'm sure it looked pretty cool from the television. It felt cool from within, and it was a balancing act throughout. I had to manage the tyres. We were really struggling with overheating, balance the engine overheating. The engine was really on the limit, and balance trying to drive as fast as possible to keep Max behind me, and trying to do all of these things. They're countering each other, and finding that right balance was tricky.
Yeah, I feel confident for the rest of the season. We just need to understand what went wrong for it to not happen again, because every point is important, and today by the look of it, we'll lose quite a lot of points in the championship. So we cannot afford that too many times during a season.
South Africa's Sheldon van der Linde became the first double winner of the 2022 DTM season, with a controlled drive from pole at the Lausitzring to sweep the weekend after capturing race 1. The Schubert BMW driver aced the start, and despite carrying 25 additional kilos that allowed Mark Engel to close, he never came under serious threat under the final sequence of corners to win by 0.347 seconds. 3-time DTM champion Rene Ros took the first podium of his comeback season in 3rd in his Audi.
Ich sehe 4 zufriedene
The FIM Superbike World Championship Swiss visit to the Circuit Estoril concluded in sensational fashion as Kawasaki's Jonathan Rea claimed a stunning last lap victory during the Estoril round. Rea's move for the lead came on the last of the 21 laps as he ensured all three races were decided on the final lap as he denied Ducati's Alvaro Bautista. Despite leading the race at points, Toprak Razgatlioglu of Yamaha dropped back from the lead to settle for third place. And lastly, Italy's Giulio Cioni got into the early break, then launched a solo attack on the finishing climb to win the 15th stage of the Giro d'Italia in Cone on Sunday. For his third career Giro victory after also winning stages in 2016 and 2019. Ciccone was cheered on by large crowds lining the streets as he closed in on the finishing line. He had a comfortable ride to the finishing line, finishing 4 hours 37 minutes. Meanwhile, Ecuador's Ineos Grenadiers rider Richard Carapaz shook off an early crash to hold on to the overall race lead. Carapaz remained 7 points ahead of Australia's Jai Hindley and 30 seconds ahead of João Almeida of Portugal. We'll catch Soccer Zone this evening. It comes your way from 8 o'clock right here on SABC Sport.
For the love of the game.
A weekly blow-by-blow account of everything boxing. News, highlights, previews and profiles. Every swing, every punch, every jab, every uppercut, and the bob and weave from the world of pro boxing.